Joseph Duggar is finally back home, but nothing about this situation feels like freedom, because behind that $600,000 bond, behind the flight back to Arkansas, behind the quiet reunion with his wife Kendra, there's a reality no one in that family can hide anymore. Something has completely broken, and the moment that exposed it, it wasn't a court document. It wasn't a statement. It was a single photo. A family picture posted by Kendra's parents, showing every child, every grandchild, smiling. Together everyone, except two people, Kendra and Joseph. No explanation. No caption calling it out, just silence. And somehow, that silence said everything, because while Joseph walked out of jail and into what looked like relief, the truth is, his life didn't go back to normal. It fell apart in a completely different way. Yes, he's out on bond. Yes, the money was paid, reportedly by Jim Bob. But freedom comes with conditions, and these ones are brutal. Joseph cannot be alone with any minor. Not a stranger's child, not a family member, not even his own kids. Imagine that for a second. You finally get home, and you can't hug your children without someone watching. You can't sit alone with them. You can't be a father the way you used to be. Because the court has made one thing very clear, they don't trust you, and it doesn't stop there. The accusations against him aren't small. They are not vague. They are specific, disturbing, and impossible to ignore. He has pleaded not guilty, but the weight of what's being alleged is already tearing everything apart. And if that wasn't enough, Kendra, his wife, is facing her own legal nightmare. Charges that paint a picture of a home environment that's deeply troubling. Reports of locks placed on bedroom doors from the outside. Think about what that implies. Think about how that feels. Now picture this couple, sitting together in a house that no longer feels like a home. No children around them. No normal life to return to. Just silence, pressure, and a future that's slipping out of their hands, because while they are trying to hold on to each other, the people around them are making choices too, and those choices are loud. On one side of the family, voices are speaking out. Strong, emotional, and direct. Some are calling the situation horrifying, unacceptable, unforgivable. They're not holding back. They're drawing a line. And on the other side, there's support, but not the kind you might expect. Carefully worded statements, talk of love, talk of prayers. But when you look deeper, when you listen closely, something feels off, because behind the public words, there are private messages. And one of those messages, an email sent from Jim Bob to Joseph while he was still in jail, changes how you see everything. Instead of focusing on what happened, instead of acknowledging the pain involved, the message focuses on Joseph himself. On what he is going through. On how hard this must be for him. And then comes something even more telling, the idea that forgiveness is already there, if he's asked for it. Just like that. No real pause. No deep accountability, just a quick path to being spiritually okay. And then, a warning: accept what's happening, prepare for consequences, but still, stay strong, because the family is behind you. And that's when you start to see the pattern. Protect, reframe, move forward, even if the reality underneath is much darker. There's even frustration expressed, not about the allegations themselves, but about Kendra being charged. That's what sparks anger. Not what may have happened, but who got caught up in it. And then, something even more unsettling: comparisons, references to figures who overcame sin, or were wrongly accused, narratives that shift the focus, that make you question, is he being seen as responsible, or as a victim of the situation? Because those are two very different stories, and right now, both are being told at the same time. Meanwhile, outside of statements and beliefs, real life is closing in. Money is becoming a problem. Serious one. Legal fees don't stop, they grow. And without stable income, without access to normal life, things start to crumble fast. There are conversations, recorded ones, where selling belongings becomes the only option. Tools, equipment, property, even the home itself becomes uncertain. And while all of this is happening, there's another layer that hits even harder: the connection between the families. Because this isn't just about one household anymore. This goes deeper, back years, back to relationships that were once close, almost inseparable, shared beliefs, shared spaces, shared lives, until cracks started forming, disagreements, tension, division, and eventually, separation. Those ties weakened over time, but what's happening now didn't just weaken them. It shattered them. Because at the center of this entire situation is someone who isn't just a name in a report, someone who isn't just part of a case, but someone deeply connected to both sides. And when that truth comes into focus, everything changes. this stops being complicated and becomes very, very clear that it becomes about protection, about who you stand with when everything is on the line. And that brings us back to that photo, that quiet, simple, powerful image that a full family smiling together, without Kendra, without Joseph for the first time. She's not there, not included, not acknowledged. And that absence, it's louder than anything anyone has said publicly because it shows a decision that a final one, that a line that won't be crossed.